Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Goal Line Chat. I'm going to be talking about Tottenham Hotspur today. Um, this is going to be a very interesting one because I just try to wrap my head around what they've been up to this transfer window, and I really like their strategy. To be honest, I like when clubs go for really young players with loads of talent. Shows you really believe in that model, and it's a nice one to follow. But for a team like Tottenham Hotspur, right, we know that they are still trying their best to be one of the best teams in the league. I mean, look at their facilities. They have state of the art facilities, probably the best in the country. These are the kind of things that they see that makes them interested. Right. So now, you look at the quality of their squad. Let's delve a little bit deep into the quality of their squad. They have Vicario, who is a good shot stopper, but then there are so many inconsistencies with his performance, and you can see it. The Tottenham fans are always complaining. One match day he's good, the next is bad, and you see them complaining about his inconsistencies, which the board also agrees with, because that's why they are currently looking at Emerson, the West Ham goalkeeper, who has started just 5 games, and then they signed a backup goalkeeper. I mean Tottenham, this past summer, a really good goalkeeper, made his debut against Liverpool, and he did well. I mean, the fans were so excited to see what he had to offer, but then he hasn't really been given that opportunity, to build on that momentum. I mean, football is all about momentum. If you want to keep that confidence going, you need momentum, which also translates into game time. So he has lacked a bit of that, probably because they feel he hasn't developed in the ways they thought he would, or they probably think he's just not good enough, right? So I think one of the possibilities would be him going out on loan. And now you can also let's look into their midfield, right? They have Bentancur, they have Achigre, they have Begval, they have Sar, and they have Bisuma also. Great players. These are really good players, to be honest, with loads of talent. I mean, Papi Matissa, Begval, and Gray. I love Gray a lot, Achigre. So you look into these guys, and they are young guys. Papi Matissa is around, I think, 20 or 21, and Bergval is just 19 or 20, I guess. And then Achigre is just 18 or 19. So you can see these are still teenagers. They are still youngins. They haven't had that experience that can actually take one to the next level, that can take a team to the next level. And you see the expectations on these players is not fair to them. Just what I believe. I believe there should be a balance in what you do as a club. If you are signing in experienced players, sure. If you are signing in, players that are in their mid 20s, that are in their prime, absolutely fine. And then you go for the younger guys to slowly integrate them. So they are coming into an already balanced team, not for the expectations of coming in to make impact straight away. That's crazy pressure if you ask me. And looking at Bentancur, I feel like he's a good player, decent. But you also see them complaining about the inconsistencies with his performance, and also this kind of players that they sign, I feel like they are not quality enough, to be honest. You also look at Odobert, this guy that played for Burnley, and they brought in Manchester, very good player, currently having his issues with the coach and all of that. They brought in Kolomwani, and now they have Kudus. They have Pedro Porro, they have Cristian Romero, they have Danso, who played in Ligue 1, they have Van de Ven. When you look at this squad, it sounds good on paper, right? But then I feel like the quality, like when you hear these names, like while I was mentioning the names, I was like, oh wow, they actually have good players. But when you see them play, they just have so many hot and cold performances. There is no, even when they try to give them that chance of building a momentum, they still fail at it. I feel like the squad is really appalling. The squad depth is bad. They brought in Sholanke. I feel like if you really want to build a squad, you have to look at you world class players probably would want to come to your club, right? But you always have to always look at the ones in their prime, people that can make immediate impact. You look at Bentancur, I can't really say what he's good at, and I'm sure the Tottenham fans will also agree with me, and even actually agree with how good he is. He played centre back under Ange Postecoglou. He has not been given the chance to develop in his actual position, which is the midfield. And see Bergval also a good player with a great future ahead of him. So there is just this imbalance with their squad, right? I feel like they always have that chance to take this squad to the next level, and then they fail at it. Why on earth were we looking to bring in Somerville? It might be a cheap option. He did well at Leeds, but what he has shown so far for West Ham since he signed is just appalling. He's also a hot and cold player. On his day is good and on his day is bad. But then how many good days will he get to have in a season? I mean, in a 40 game season, you scored only 5 goals. That's crazy. And then you are also bringing in a goalkeeper. These are relegation candidates. They are all part of the bad form and then the bad spell that West Ham are currently having. And you are bringing them into a Tottenham team that is already struggling, expecting them to make immediate impact. How is that going to happen? I feel like they really need to look into their transfer strategy and come up with something better. If you are going for quality, go for quality, quality that can make immediate impact. I feel like this would be a very good solution to them. Build a squad that can actually achieve something. I mean, they did well against United. Did well. I'm going to give them credit for that. But if you really look at the match, they didn't really play a good game. They didn't really have a good game. But then they won anyway. Should have built on it, built on that confidence, and it have been a great achievement on their CV that they can brag about or take pride in to show potential players that they want to bring into the club. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next episode.